Bienvenidos. So la bruja espinada, and I'm here with a special full moon guided message. So let's get started. Infinite universe, divine, what guided message do you have for our watchers at this time? The Five of Cups. At the bottom of the deck is the Five of Wands. Sorry, I'm not gonna lie to you. I tried to do this reading a moment ago and the cards came flying out. And both of them, I had to restart it because I felt as I was trying to interpret the reading, it's as if, I don't know how to explain it. Both of them were kind of, I guess it's just the way that I'm trying to interpret it isn't coming out right. Really weird. Anywho, so fives. Fives in tarot are very interesting because depending on what the element of the card is, for example, cups tends to do with water, a lot of emotions. Wands have a lot to do with fire, it has a lot to do with passion. But when it's the fives, five is usually, the term that I want to say is a combative number. Not necessarily a bad thing, but when it comes to five, it's not necessarily good and it's not necessarily bad. It actually has a lot to do with the situation that you're in. And the way you yourself interpret something. I think that's why I'm having a difficult time, like trying to convey what I'm trying to convey. So when it comes to five is a very powerful number. And it's really hard to get into it. It's really hard to explain it. But five really has to do with your perception and how you see the situation. Whether it's emotionally, whether it's in regards to your passions, what makes you thrive and things like that. You're at an impasse, or it's because these are two completely different types of things, right? You figure passion is emotional, but it's not. It's that spark inside of you. But here's your emotions. So the fact that these are two opposite elements, you're looking at fire, you're looking at water. There's it's like oh gosh, it's hard to explain. It's kind of like you're stuck, and it's kind of like you don't know which way to go. Whether you're like, well, there's all these things that I'm interested in, but I have these fears, but I have these experiences that are kind of holding me back, or it's just I'm uneasy, I'm unsure. It's a very I've honestly never felt like this. This is why it's so confusing to me at the moment. You have to change your perspective. Realistically, it really is, I can't stress it enough. You have to change your perspective on something. Because it's like you're at an impasse, and that's what I physically feel like. I just can't get this interpretation up, because it's kind of like I don't know how to go about it. And I feel like whoever's watching this, whatever you're going through at the moment, whether it's emotional, whether it's in regards to things you're passionate about, whether it's financially, whether it's verbally, no matter what the case may be, it's like you're stuck. And the only way to get out of that being stuck is you really have to change your perspective on something. And I'm going to leave this here, because I feel like even if I were to pull out more cards, and I'm glad I actually did this, to be honest with you. The Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is a very telltale sign. This is, I'm very glad I actually did this. So the Seven of Pentacles, there's something that you did. There's something that you did. There's something that you invested in. There's something that you started. And it's in a period of waiting. And I think this is why you don't know how to move forward in something, because you haven't seen any growth just yet. And I think whether it's in regards to having expressed certain emotions, or shared emotions, or started on a venture of something that you are really passionate about, regardless of what the case may be, you started something, or you made an attempt at something, and you haven't seen any results just yet. And so now you're feeling like, ugh, and you're stuck. Don't be afraid to move forward, because that will just keep you stuck. You can wait and wait and wait to see the fruits of your labor grow, to see all the seeds you've planted grow, but you're going to grow impatient, and you're going to want to quit, which is why I think here there's this standstill, is because you're wanting to see it grow, but you have to keep moving. You can't stop. Just like time doesn't stop for anybody, you can't stop and stand there and watch, because you're going to drive yourself nuts. You're going to overwhelm yourself. You need to move forward. Divine Feminine, what guided message do you have in regards to this situation? I wanted this to be quick and sweet, but I feel like it's not gonna be. Okay, so I laughed, and I had to take a moment. So the two cards that came out is Rita of Cassica. And her message is, she is the patroness of impossible causes. Her message says, I am miraculous. My prayers create powerful channels of possibility. Then it also, Freya also came out. The goddess of discernment. And her message is, I spend my time wisely. I only say yes when it's a holy hell yes. Oh, wow. I was starting to worry that I was going to have to redo this reading, to be honest with you, because even I felt very stuck. There was a very stuck feeling. Like, I kind of feel like it's almost as if there is like someone's digging their heels in. Like, if they're like, no, I need to, like, this, what it feels like is like someone's very stubborn. They're very stubborn. Like, they need to have that confirmation in order to make a decision and move forward. But right now, I'll read these to you really quick. Okay, so let's start with Miss Rita. Rita of Cassica. Who she is. Saint Rita of Cassica's life demonstrates the power to shift even what appears to be an impossible cause. She was born Margarita Lotti in 1381 in Italy to noble parents. She's associated with bees because as a child it is said that they swarmed her but never stung her. And bees are symbolic of merry and of diligent work that must be done to gather honey or the immortal sweetness of Christ's love. Although Rita wanted to enter a convent, she was forced to marry Paolo Mazzini and had her first child at the age of 12. Her husband was a wealthy nobleman who had many enemies in Cassica. Rita endured abuse and infidelities, but through prayer and kindness, she converted him to Catholicism. He then renounced the family feud known as La Vendetta. Even though Paolo had become a new man, a new member of the feuding family murdered him for his previous acts. Rita's two sons wanted to avenge their father's death, but before they could, they both died of dysentery. After the death of her husband and sons, Rita wanted to enter the monastery of Saint Mary Magdalene in Cassica. She was given the condition that her family had to reconcile with the family that had killed her husband before she could gain entrance. Rita prayed to her patron saints John the Baptist, Augustine of Hippo, and Nicholas of Tolentino to assist her in creating peace between the two rival families. The bubonic plague was ravaging Italy at the time and happened to take several members of both families. This was enough hardship that they agreed to relinquish the feud. Rita entered St. Mary Magdalene Monastery at the age of 36. Catholic legend says that she was transported into the monastery by her three patron saints via Leviathan. And the legend also relates that while she was meditating on Christ at the age of 60, a ray of light pierced her between the eyes. The stigmata remained there until her death of tuberculosis in the monastery in 1457. It says, when your soul selects her card, despite popular belief, Saint Rita isn't about suffering or martyrdom. Not in this context. Here, she is about the miracles that happen when we choose to be steadfast about something or someone. This does not mean remaining in a situation that is harmful to us. It means knowing that we can believe anything is possible and that everyone is ultimately forgivable. Retrogrades. Because forgiveness isn't about someone else. It's about freeing ourselves. We might have to draw fierce boundaries and possibly never see this person again. But we can pray from any distance that a light larger than our own transforms them. That a love... I'm just trying to make sure this is the right one. Okay. That a love greater than what we alone can hold and have for them may offer them new life. Saint Rita is asking us, foremost, to never give up on what we want for ourselves. And she's suggesting that the path to what we desire is in our belief that it is still possible. We might not know how or when things will align for us, but we can participate in a deep prayer, a bone trust that at some point what we most desire will arrive. What do I believe is possible for my life? Wow. You know, I sincerely was wondering, like, when this reading happened, I was like, I don't know where this was leading, and oh man, someone is being stubborn. Only you guys would know who. I just saw her. Oh, here she is. Freya. Freya embodies the fierce and finely honed spiritual skill of discerning the most life-giving choice in each moment. In Norse mythology, Freya is one of the most powerful and important deities. She is the chief of the Valkyries, the demigoddess who choose who will live, the demigoddesses, sorry, who will choose who will live and who will die during each battle and war. After being Valkyries, the demigoddesses become Norns, the great goddesses who weave the fates and histories of people and nations. Freya rides into battle wearing a magical cloak of falcon feathers and takes half of those fighting. For her Valkyries, she models how to choose. Then she rules over her heavenly afterlife called Sosrumnur. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. She receives half of all those who die in battle, and the other half go to Valhalla, where the god Odin presides. She wears a legendary necklace, or torque, named Bringsamen, with a powerful jewel that makes her irresistible. It is said to be gleaming and golden. It compels people to her when she calls. When your soul selects her card, discernment is derived from the Greek word diakrisis. It refers to a spiritual power that allows you to distinguish between the spirits that will cause harm and the spirits that will assist you. It lets you discern when a phone call or an email or a visit from a friend is going to add to our day or if it's going to derail it. Discernment is the difference between feeling led by the day, pulled this way and that, and claiming it. Our time in this lifetime, at least, is limited. Every second is significant. Freya reminds us of the searing perception we all have, but perhaps don't use frequently enough. She wants us to be discerning with how we choose to spend our time and how we choose to love. She wants us to never ever say yes to anything from or anyone from a place of fear or obligation. You're a demigoddess, a Valkyr, a priestess of your own fate. You get to choose the life you want to live, and this happens by being fierce and warrior-like about what you say yes to. Use discernment so that you are only saying yes to what will actually nourish and renew you, inspire or expand you. It's not your business to worry about those you might disappoint. You were not made to meet everyone's expectations of you. You were made to express the truth of who you are and to use the brief time you have here to live out your potential. Nothing is obligatory except breathing. Your only true obligation is to the voice of your own soul. Freya wants you to realize the gleaming gold that you are and act accordingly. She wants you to unapologetically choose the life you actually want to be living. Right now, she wants you to make your yes holy again by using it when it's the truth. What does a hell yes, the holy yes, feel like in my body? This makes a lot of sense to me now. It's really this, I don't want to say balance, but it's like this imbalance, rather, this inability to move, to choose, it's like you're stuck. These are like keeping you. And like this is saying, you're waiting to see, but waiting around isn't choosing your time wisely. And, you know, whether or not you're religious, it doesn't matter. But if you speak to the universe, you speak to your chosen higher power, you speak to whoever you speak to when you speak out and need to say whatever it is that you need to say, whatever the divine power you feel helps to guide you in the right way. You know, that's what creates that possibility. And in this sense where you are waiting because you're stuck in like, oh, I can't, you're like teeter-tottering, passions, emotions. Like a lot of that is really, really involved. You can't just be waiting around though. You really can't. Spirit guys. Oh, that's different. Let's see how I feel about these. So we have the frog spirit. Clear out the clutter. And we have hummingbird spirit. Be here now. Yeah, they got some things to say to you guys. So frog spirit knows that while all other frogs are croaking away, this is the time for you to specify and declutter your life so you can feel content on your own lily pad. Even when life isn't creating a total cacophony, we can become drawn to the excitement of lots of noise. Then, the next thing we know, our schedules and homes are cluttered with commitments we regret making and objects taking up vulnerable space. Even relationships need decluttering, as they often become messy. Frog Spirit appears to tell you to clean house, prioritize what you need, and get rid of or give away the rest so you can have some space in your daily and in your head. You don't need the old stuff and its stories shouting at you about the past. Along with physical clutter, friendships are sometimes kept long past their expiration date, weighing you down with unnecessary baggage. Now is the time to let go. Whatever you need will appear when you need it. So release your grip on all the clutter that is making you feel anxious and burdened. Frog Spirit wants you to reclaim your space, unencumbered by shoulds, oughts, and could have beens. Let go and jump. You are free from all that old stuff. What's weighing you down? Is it time for a spiritual and psychic cleansing? Are you overdue for letting go of the voices that surround you? They may have started to get into your head. These voices that bog you down and keep you from leaping forward to a better situation. Let others croak and create their dramas while you make space for yourself and for hearing your own thoughts as they arise. Declutter your schedule and stop trying to do it all and then some. Let others manage their own baggage rather than allowing it to be dumped on you, for your lily pad needs to be clear of others' clutter. Frog Spirit may also come bearing a message about your physical space. Do you hold on to things because you're afraid of losing your energetic connection to the past, to people who are no longer in your life, or goals you never pursued? Or could you have these items around because you would feel guilty if you got rid of them? Are your storage and your living spaces stuffed with reminders of what you are not? Then when they should be holding only objects that reflect who you are and aspire you to be? If something is no longer making you feel joyful, empowered, and excited, Frog Spirit is telling you to let it go and free yourself and leap forward to something new, trusting that you will always have what you need. Hi. I kind of feel like I have nothing else to add to this. So moving on to Hummingbird Spirit. Be here now. The hummingbird's wings beat so swiftly it can hover in seeming stillness as it drinks deeply from a flower. Hummingbird Spirit comes to remind you that the beauty and sweetness of life isn't the eternal now, the timeless present. Here and now, you're becoming the person you wish to be, to have the experiences you wish to have. Focus your energy on the flower before you, for what you desire is being provided. Yes, there are blossoms everywhere. The choices can be dazzling. Hummingbird's message is that you have no need to go about in search of something better, for all that you require and desire is before you. You will know that this will become still, feeling your connection to Spirit, who loves you unconditionally and will always provide for you. Holy shit, is that a message? Nectar is everywhere, but Hummingbird Spirit is here to remind you that flying from flower to flower and being all over the place wastes precious energy. Be still. Be here now in the present moment, enjoying the sweetness and sustenance available to you. Focus on one flower today, just one. Nectar is there for you. And Hummingbird Spirit's message is that wherever you put your attention, there your energy flows. Are you focused on the sweetness or finding something better somewhere else? Always yearning and feeling that life is not enough and that you are not enough? All you seek is right here, right now. Appreciate the present, and you will see that you are where you need to be and enjoying what you are entitled to enjoy in this timeless and perfect moment. Holy shit. Okay, let me clarify this because I feel like there might be some confusion. I know that I was saying, okay, so again, there's this standstill, right? There's this not budging and waiting around for something to grow. So while this is saying, this is telling you, right? Freya is saying, spend your time wisely. But that goes hand in hand with the hummingbird. Spend your time wisely. If you are moving one step at a time, you're still moving. Not making a move at all is what they're advising against. As you step forward, you use that time that you're waiting for things to grow. Use the time wisely and appreciate what you have every single day. As you're appreciating every day, moving and making these things is making it possible as you take one step at a time, because as you appreciate things every day, the things that you appreciate, you'll learn to weed out the things that no longer serve you, that aren't going to benefit you as you move forward and as things are growing. Don't think it's like, well, how am I going to appreciate and not move? That's not what it's saying. You have to take a step every single day. Take a small step every single day. And if you appreciate the one step at a time, you're still moving forward. You're still getting things done, and you're getting past this barrier that you have been facing. Because you're also, as you move forward, you're moving past the jungle that's been keeping you back and holding you from moving. So as long as you clear things out of the way, once you learn what to appreciate, you clear things out of the way. Everything that seemed impossible then becomes possible because you started to move forward. Well, that was a reading. I honestly did not expect it to go the way that it did. So, for the Law of Attraction Oracle, what is being attracted to you at this time for manifestation is inspired action. That's what came flying out. Inspired action. Take action when feel desire. Follow intuition, synchronicity supported by the universe. Well, holy shit. There you go. A longer reading than I anticipated. A very, very odd way for it to come out, but someone needed to hear this, and 5 is that number. If you keep saying 5, there's a lot of change that needs to happen, that's gonna happen. You just need to see a different perspective on it. I sincerely hope that helps, and I will see you guys next time.